Welcome to the Be Mindful podcast. If you're new here, my name is Rachel Torrio. I'm a hypnotherapist and a certified life and success coach with an emphasis on mindset and manifestation. The intention of this podcast is to help you become mindfully aware of how you think, what you speak, and what you believe, because who you are from within is what you will attract from the out. Let the transformation begin. Hi there, beautiful soul. Welcome back to the Be Mindful podcast. On today's episode, we're going to be focusing on living through an abundance mindset. I want you guys to leave this episode with 3 main steps that you could take so you could start training your mind to live through abundance and trust that there's so much to offer in this life. Now, if you're watching this on Spotify or on YouTube, you probably see this awesome sign right behind me. It says Be Mindful Podcast. This is a beautiful gift from my brother-in-law and his girlfriend, Jared and Aaron. Shout out to them. Thank you so much for this awesome gift. I can't wait to put this up in my future home. This year, me and my husband are working on that. That is something we are manifesting, and I can already see this just up on a wall, all decorative and just like in my area of podcasting. I know it's not up right now. It's just chilling right here behind me, but I had to use it already. Thank you to both of you for gifting this to me. Now let's get into the episode and talk about living in an abundance mindset. What does that even mean anyways? And how do we do that? So living in an abundance mindset, like I said earlier, means that you are choosing to have the perspective that there is so much that life can offer to you, that there is no lack, there is no scarcity, and no reason to fear that there's not enough. And that's what it means to live in an abundance mindset. And when we talk about abundance, I'm not focusing on just money. I'm talking about all areas of life. For example, I have an abundance of clean water that I can drink, that I can shower in, that I can wash my face in. I am so grateful for that because I know there's more than enough. And when you're living through an abundance mindset, it's really choosing to believe in this. It's choosing to live in this perspective. Even how scary it can seem, you're choosing to trust, like, okay, it's going to work out. I know for a fact that there's more than enough and it's just going to show up for me, whatever that may be for you. This topic is so important to me because when you are able to live in an abundance mindset, your stress levels are also low too. And you can think yourself into stress, but you can also think yourself out of it. It's the thoughts that come in daily. And of course, it's also the stress from your environment. So I understand that there can be moments where fear does come up. And it creates stress in your life where it feels like you're lacking something and there is a scarcity. But it's that choice and perspective where you have to let go of the fear and trust not only in yourself, but trust that everything is coming to you and there's more than enough, not just for yourself, but for everyone too. And there's 3 steps I want to share with you today so that you can leave this podcast and start taking action right after this. And the first one is to have the awareness of your own mindset. How do you speak to yourself daily? What do you say daily? Are you complaining daily? Are you upset? Do you feel like you're lacking certain things in your life? Really pay attention to your self-talk and the stories that you tell yourself. What are the things that you do believe you have the ability to do? What are the things that you believe you have limitations of? With every client that I work with, I remind them the importance of their awareness and their thoughts, because if you have a specific pattern and you notice that you are actually putting yourself down often, then you're going to be performing these exact same habits 5 years later, 10 years later, and so on. You need to change who you are now and step into that higher version of you in order for you to achieve and manifest the things that you want. So to be able to live in that abundance mindset, you have to become aware of your current thought patterns right now. That way you could start making changes and let go of the old version of yourself. And this is why certain people are unable to achieve the things that they want. It's because they're coming from lack, they're coming from scarcity, and they're not even aware of how they're thinking daily. So, in order for us to go from scarcity to abundance, you really do have to let go of that old version of you. And you need to step into that new version of you that trusts and believes that there's an abundance in all areas of life. The second step I want to share with you is having self compassion towards yourself. Be kind to yourself, be your biggest cheerleader, tell yourself positive affirmations. This is very important because the only way you're going to get to anywhere you want and the only way you're really going to be happy, it all just stems from you. It all stems from within. So you got to be nice to yourself. You have to really give yourself grace throughout this journey as you learn who you were so you can become that version that you're actually meant to be. The best version of you is already within you. You just need to bring them out. To change your mindset, you're basically changing your personality. Your personality is what's going to manifest into this world. So again, give yourself some grace and recognize that this is still going to be challenging. So you have to be kind to yourself in the process. Yes, there are definitely days you could just wake up and be like, I love myself today. But let's work on doing that most days so that when you are going through those tough days, you are the person picking yourself up. Because we know the only person who's got you is yourself. And yes, you probably have loved ones who support you, which is super awesome. But you are the only person that's going to get yourself through any challenge. So being kind and being patient are definitely necessities because if any challenge arises or there are any setbacks, that is another challenge you're going to face where you need to train yourself to choose to be kind to yourself and show yourself self-compassion. So if you have a best friend, you have someone that you love and you care for, you're obviously going to give them such loving and compassionate advice. Do that for yourself. So the first tip I gave you is to have awareness. The second tip is to have self-compassion towards yourself. And the last tip I want to share with you is to take it step by step. When we are trying to work on ourselves, sometimes we go full force in and we create so many different habits, which are probably very healthy for us, but it can be very overwhelming. We are still in the beginning of the year, and some people start these new habits the first day of January, and then they find themselves mid-January giving up, and then maybe February they're completely done and they're basically starting all over. This is why I highly recommend just taking it step by step and not adding so many different things into your day-to-day. Focus on one thing at a time, and you can go on one focus per week or two things to focus on per week and just slowly add on. Rituals and habits are clearly so important, and staying consistent and disciplined is important, but we don't have to be robots. There's going to be days where it's not going to be perfect, and there's going to be days where we may not show up for ourselves. But if you can take it step by step and show up for yourself every single week, however many times that looks like, when you continue doing that, it's just going to become easier and easier. And eventually it may even become an unconscious habit where you don't really need to think about doing it. You just do it. And by taking these small steps, like for example, if you just want to focus on being so aware and being so present and mindful, then that's a great goal already. That's you taking the first step like, hey, this is going to be my focus for the month of February. And as you build that momentum, you're creating beautiful, empowering change into your mindset. And over time, it's just going to improve. And there might be some bumps in the road, but that's totally okay. That's normal. Back in college, I had no idea what an abundance mindset meant. I don't think I've ever even heard of it. And I never pictured myself being such a positive person or being someone that just trusts that there's always more than enough. When you choose to live in an abundance mindset, it impacts your health in a positive way. And you start to live life more presently. But now I can actually shift from scarcity to abundance. And it's not always easy, but I have a framework. I understand that if I sit in that scarcity, it's going to take me nowhere. So I need to lean onto the things that help me be in that abundance mindset and trust that everything is available for me. Working on an abundance mindset is kind of like going to the gym. If there's a muscle that you need to work on and you want to build and you grow, you have to have that consistency. And that's the same thing from going from scarcity to an abundance mindset. You have to build on that. So if you're someone that is struggling with this, I got you. Check the link in my show notes for the next level transformative program. This program literally focuses on this, going from scarcity to an abundance, and I give you a framework on how you can do that. This program is all online, it's self-paced, and you can work with me one-on-one if you would like to add that on, or you could just follow the self-paced program and you'll have everything that you need and you get to keep this program for life. So those are the 3 steps I wanted to share with you today so you could start living in an abundance mindset and training that mind. So it's having that awareness, it's having that self-compassion, and just taking steps daily, small steps. And that is it for today's episode. If you enjoyed, don't forget to like and subscribe, share with your friends and family. And if you have any topic requests, please reply and I will make sure to work on that episode for you. And as always, don't forget to be mindful because who you are from within will attract from the out. See you in the next episode. Bye.